I'm joined by Paula Tostado. She is an immigration lawyer based in Brownsville, Texas. Thank you for being here. You are in these detention centers every day. What are you seeing now? How is it different from what you've been seeing in the past?
Good evening. Yes, you see so much more individuals. I'm there every single day, Monday through Friday, and this past month has just grown exponentially that there is no space for these detainees.
And how are they dealing with this in terms of COVID? You know, there was discussion about possibly getting these people vaccinated. Is that a good idea?
Well, that has already started. I have many clients that if they do want to get vaccinated, they are getting the Johnson & Johnson vaccine in the detention facility, but there are so many people that are being transferred and coming in that they get infected very quickly.
So this is obviously an issue for every administration. The Biden administration takes the view that reform is necessary in Mexico and Central America, addressing the root causes, but that's a long-term approach. Meantime, the numbers keep rising. Republicans now calling for Vice President Harris to be removed from her post overseeing immigration. As someone who works on the ground, what is the solution to you?
I believe the solution would be to get more individuals down here. There's not enough agents with the amount of people that are coming in to be able to process them. There is no space, there is no availability for all these people coming in. And if they do need to be processed, we need a proper protocol for that.
But what about getting here in the first place before even them needing to be processed? What is the solution to prevent this influx? I mean, it's a very dangerous journey. A lot of people don't survive it. They face all kinds of danger along the way. What is the longer term solution?
There should be a process that they should be able to start in their home country before they come to the United States. We did have Title 42 earlier in the pandemic. It was taken away. I was told this week that it was coming back, and that was a very fast-paced program that we had with President Trump. So now everybody's being an expedited removal, and if they want to be interviewed during their credible fear, and there's so many people that it's a longer period of time for them to be detained.
CBP reported in June that about a third of the migrants arrested at the border actually attempted to cross at least once before in 2021. What are they telling you about when they come? Are they telling you that this is their second, third, fourth time trying to come in? And what are they telling you about the journey and why they're coming?
First and foremost, the journey is very dangerous with these individuals bringing them. They pay high amount of money to get here. Second of all, many people were in the MPP program, which were during the era of President Trump. They were turned back to Mexico and they were living there. People not from Mexico, people from Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras. So these are people that are trying to come back in, and this is their third, fourth time. So people are just trying to come in as many times as possible, but it's gotten to a point where I don't believe the administration can handle it.
U.S. Customs and Border Patrol agents have begun to wear body cameras. I wanted to get your reaction because this is new news. I wanted to get your reaction as someone who's there every day on the border. What do you think?
I would be very happy with that. I do get many interviews from CBP, from Border Patrol with my clients, which they tell me they never said that or that never happened. So I believe it would be great from the standpoint of the immigrant and also from Border Patrol. Either party would be very happy. I know from our side, we would be incredibly happy if they were wearing body cams.
All right, Paula Tostado, thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.